claims we are live.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Friday, October 31st, a little bit after 3 o'clock. Happy Halloween.
Oh shit, it
Uh,
is Halloween.
yes, it is.
Whoops. My bad.
Do you get, do you get trick-or-treaters?
If we do, I don't know because I don't have candy to give them. I can give them some cans of corn,
Okay.
a packet of
I don't
oatmeal,
know
a
how,
packet of ramen.
that'd be a good gift, a packet of ramen. You
Yeah,
know
but
that? If you didn't have
still,
that many people.
everybody wants
Yeah.
candy. Nobody wants ramen. Come on.
I'd take ramen over candy. I'm not a big candy eater.
I like my candy.
Uh, I haven't
I'm a
had
weirdo though.
candy and I can't tell you. No, I used to eat it, but I haven't had it in a long time. Anyway, Jake, that there may be some interruption. I'm not sure what time he's leaving, but his costume is going to be a surprise. It is from is it Roblox or Minecraft? One or the other. I don't know,
They're
but he's going to be
fundamentally the same thing.
pretty much. And then he's going with his friend to trick or treat, which ought to be interesting. We'll have to see how that goes. He's going to be
Well,
the
hopefully
only.
they have fun.
Yeah, they will. It's his best friend. Uh, he'll be one of the very few white children in the neighborhood, so I'll be interested to see if anything is said uh, to him. Um, because now this third grade thing is where they're really starting to discuss issues of race, where they're recognizing the different races. And
Hmm.
you wish you could keep them babies forever and not have to deal with all this bullshit, but it's uh it's something to
It
see
is
happen.
what
You
it
know,
is, and
yeah,
unfortunately, we have to just make do around it and do
yeah,
our best to counter it at home.
exactly. So to see it start up at, around the age of 9, it's kind of disturbing, where our culture or our society actually is headed. Um,
Blue Rose says hi, and it's also her mom's birthday.
oh, hey Blue, happy birthday to your mom. And I
Same.
can't see the chat. So, oh, there we go.
Um,
I
yeah,
got
I was
it.
gonna say, okay, it should be
Yeah,
right there. I hope
I
it's
had to
working today.
I had to expand it. That's all.
Okay. So,
Uh,
yeah, I hate that the schools have done this when we've worked so many generations and so many decades to try and undo the original
huh.
damage of racism, and then for it to all just be brought back 3 decades later.
Exactly. Yep.
It should never have been like that.
Hmm. I can remember my best friend. I mean, I was at her house. We were at each other's home and uh, had dinner. Knew her. I mean, her family quite well. And then we get to high school, and that was where the tension at the race riots got into. And
Hmm.
ultimately, we ended up becoming not friends. And she threw a fully unopened can of pop from the third story balcony down at me. And then it was on. And I cannot believe that somebody that was your best friend as a child ultimately became your one of your worst enemies years later. And I pray that this
Yeah,
stuff doesn't continue.
and see that's what bugs me is because like she knew you. She knew you didn't have a
Hmm.
racist bone in your body. You
Yep.
absolutely got along with great with her.
Yep.
She should have just kept that going despite what society was saying. to
Mhm.
prove them wrong instead of
Yep.
falling for it.
Exactly. And I mean, we had, they brought in, I guess, I don't know if they were considered counselors or not, but I'm gonna say that they were. Because I can't recall, exactly what they were, what their purpose was to be there, but, I guess, to stem the tides of the violence. Because I told you before in other things where, if you weren't off campus by 2 o'clock on a Friday, you might as well anything anything went,
Yeah.
And so they brought in different people to try to balance the two because they bused inner city kids into the school to try to make the balance between all the public schools equal in the districts. So the kids that got bussed in, obviously resented that, and the kids that were already there resented that, and it was just that whole busing thing was a mess. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when kids really just wanted to stay in their own neighborhood and be able to go to school with their friends. I mean, we had like, 6 kids on the block and everybody went to a different school. It was ridiculous.
That's
But
bullshit.
yeah.
Just
So,
everyone, just where you live is the school you go to. You don't gotta force
right,
this integration.
right,
It's kind of, I think the forced part of it was what made it worse.
right, right. So, but anyway,
It's not fair.
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing his costume and him and his friend going along together.
That'll be fun.
Uh huh. I can't wait. So, all right, what else is on your plate? Anything?
I'm just taking it easy for the weekend. I ain't doing anything special.
Likewise, trying to get over being sick here.
What do you want? We are on the live stream as usual this time of day. Pee is stored in the balls. No, it's not. Go away. He's trying to be silly. I see we have a JJ is going to JJR is going to raid
Uh
at
oh.
Blue Rose. Okay.
All right.
So we shall see
All
how
right.
that's. But yeah, I'm mostly the weekend is going to be worry, praying. My ex sister in law's mother had to go in for surgery. I'm not sure if they did it last night or this morning. The last text I got was late last night. So if it didn't happen last night, it's happening. It happened this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's all going on still. And I feel bad. Her mom is around. I think she's 65, 66,
Mm-hmm.
and just now had to have pins put in her ankle and plates to make it heal. It's like, oh, that is so not fun.
No,
I
that's
don't
right.
know. They're probably going to put her in a scooter or a wheelchair for getting around.
Yeah. My mom one time was we had a huge backyard and she was pulling weeds and there was the yard started out in a grade and then went down this huge hill and to the left and to the right. And there were these big pine trees at the bottom before, it like went off the cliff. And she was tired, but she said, I'm going to keep going. She reached for the last weed and went over the hillside. And
Oh my God, that would
yeah,
not be fun.
we never heard her in the house. And the neighbors that were in an apartment 2 doors down, they were in the back apartment. They heard her screaming. And she had the same thing happen where she broke it and they had to put pins and plates. And I'm telling you, that was a nightmare. But she was able to get around on crutches at the time. But
Yeah.
that was that was pretty crazy. And then I told you the story about the dog knocking me over the hill here over a 5 foot embankment, and I landed on my back in the middle of the driveway and
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Who's gonna find me?" Where I'm in the middle of nowhere. My only chance I stood was if somebody driving by would look up the driveway and saw me. And I had the dog on his leash still, and luckily I was able to let him go somehow, and he ran off into the field, but he did come back. And I'm laying there, and I'm like, I didn't know if I broke anything. I mean, I hit hard. And as I'm laying there, I'm like, nobody's going to find me. And then it hits me. And I'm like, get your ass up. Because all I started thinking about was all of the bugs crawling in the driveway. They could be in my hair, they could be up my pants. I got on my hands and knees and crawled up that driveway. I crawled across the frickin' gravel to get into the house. It hurt. Luckily, nothing was broken, but I was black and blue, and
Yep.
uh,
A
it was
beat up Smurf.
a, a beat up Smurf. Yeah, that's putting it mildly. Yep, it was something else.
Ugh.
And that was another stupid thing. That's because the damn squirrels kept stealing the frickin' bird feeder. And it was a brand new red one that supposedly they couldn't get into. Yeah, right. And I kept looking for it. I couldn't find it. And just as I was getting ready to come into the house, I spied it. And so I went to reach for it, and the dog hit me in the hip. Not deliberately, but he turned as I turned and hit me right in the hip and sent me flying. I
Yep.
guess that was a flying squirrel, I guess. Except I didn't do a good job on the landing, I'll tell you that.
And you forgot the magic fairy dust from Tinkerbell.
Exactly. So,
Hey, Outlaw Dogs, thank you for the raid.
hi, Outlaw. How are you? Happy Halloween.
And I saw Cannabis jump in here too earlier. I didn't get a chance
Oh,
to say
yeah.
hi.
Hi,
I didn't want to interrupt
Candace.
the story.
Hi, JJ. Happy Halloween.
So, yeah, I mean, we've all had wonderful
Stupid
stories
stuff.
of things we should
Yeah,
not have survived, but we
I
magically did.
know. I don't know how. Sometimes you get through life, I'll tell you. Anyway, what else is going on?
Oh,
Anything?
not really. It's been pretty boring on my side. I mean, I've nothing serious, nothing major. I talked to my ex sister in law, found out my niece is still having some memory problems from the car accident, but
Okay.
overall is doing good.
Is she back
Her
in
mom's
school?
boyfriend, no, she ended up dropping out of school last year, I believe. So it's not a
Okay.
big deal about the school things, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But her mom's boyfriend, they they want to do another surgery on him, and he's not wanting another surgery.
Oh, no.
So yeah, it's one of those things going on that the doctors are trying to convince him he needs another surgery for his arm or his leg, one of the two. I can't remember which. And I
So,
get it. Nobody wants to be cut open that many times to keep fixing something that should have been done right the first time.
so it wasn't done right, or he needs it
Or
something
they have to
immediate?
keep making adjustments. I'm not sure. I didn't get the full details because she was still kind of panicky about her mom, and I was trying to get her mind off of that. So yeah, it's like she's Louise. Yeah. So
That
yeah,
sucks.
there's a lot going on everywhere but my place. So I'm just gonna enjoy that for a little bit. That it's not me going through the chaos.
Right. You need a notebook just to keep track of who's doing what.
I know.
That's
I know.
crazy. Well, thank goodness it's the weekend. The wild man is gone, and it was a bad day today. He was up for the
Oh, teething
majority of the
still.
night. Oh, he these teeth coming in. In fact, he drew blood on my finger, uh, gnawing at me. The human chew toy, and he was up most of the night, and I fully expected him to crash right after breakfast. But
Nope.
nope, nope, nope. And I took that first heavy dose of steroids last night, and man, he was testing my patience, and thank goodness for the playpen, because I put his ass in there and I had to walk away because he was not. He was just screaming and fussing and fighting, and oh my god, I have never seen him like this bad. Today was
Yeah.
probably one of the worst days ever that I've had with him. And then I finally got him to pass out at fudge, almost 12 o'clock. You know, when he should have been asleep between 10 and 10:30.
Yeah.
So
Oh, little guy is just, yeah, that's what
it,
babies are for, to test our
yeah,
willpower, to let the human race survive and
yeah,
continue.
yeah. EJ came in and said he had just about had it with him, and Leslie was saying that she was talking to EJ and said, "Look, you're a grown man, and you're going to try to let a 7-month-old dictate your behavior." And he was like, "Yeah, he is right now." He's like, "He's testing my patience."
So
So,
walk away. Set him
mhm.
down and walk away. No matter what he
Well,
screams and hollers about, you know he's safe. You know he's been fed. You know he's not thirsty.
well,
Walk it away.
they came up with kind of a new idea, which I was kind of down for. Now that the goats are gone, we could put him in there at night. You know, maybe we
Put him
wouldn't
with the
be able to tell.
chickens. Put him
Yeah,
in the coop. They'll keep him
yeah,
warm.
exactly. And then we wouldn't know who was crying, right? Anyway,
Oh God, that would be funny.
uh huh.
I don't think child services would be too thrilled with that option.
Uh,
But
we could just say that we were starting the farm life early, right?
yeah, the mother hens.
Uh huh.
So with the mother hens there, he should be fine. I don't see a reason that there'd be a problem, but that's us.
Oh, excuse
You hear
me.
about kids raised by wolves, but he'll be raised by chickens. You see him out
Right,
there
right,
pecking the ground.
right.
That would be hilarious.
Wouldn't it? Because he grows up. I don't even want to envision that pecking at the ground with his feet. Never mind. I'm getting a bad visual in my head.
He'd be eating the bugs.
Uh huh. Yeah. And then I could see him wanting some kind of chicken or rooster costume when he grew up, and he'd be one of the ones at the Antifa rallies that we make fun of.
Oh God.
You'd be like, "Who's that rooster?" "Oh, that's baby JJ." Oh gosh.
Oh,
Anyway, all
oh
right. What do you got up
Lordy.
first?
What I've got up first is interesting video. This should be good. Benny Johnson covered this and those illegals with the insane amounts of debt, asking for help from that debt
Yeah.
person.
Yes, up on TikTok.
Let's hit play and see how that goes because holy cow.
What's up, guys? Benny. Back when I lived in DC, I knew a guy who ran a construction company, and he only hired illegals, paid them cash, about $70,000 a year, when he would have to pay an American paying taxes like $120,000 a year. The illegals take the cash and they send it back to Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Haiti, or wherever. The money doesn't stay in America. They don't pay any taxes. They live off the books, totally and completely subsisting on welfare with stolen Social Security cards, and they laugh in our faces when they get deported. All of their bad debt, all of the debt that they've accrued here, whether it's medical, having babies, having children, their housing costs, all of it gets passed on to you. And so it's the worst deal for the American taxpayer ever. We get nothing out of it. American jobs are completely lost. The American dollar gets burnt to the ground. The American welfare system gets extorted and used once again. We go further into debt as a country, and you're on the hook for it as an American. The criminal alien gets to just F right off back home. And it's making people sick, and it's how you get Trump. It's how you get Trump in a popular vote landslide, actually. There's a dude on YouTube, and I see his clips all the time. His name's Caleb Hammer. He's got a great channel. He does financial audits of people and sort of breaks down like how stupid a lot of young people are with their money. There are a lot of young, stupid.
There are oh shit, my mic. It's way over there. There are a lot of stupid, dumb people out there when it comes to money. So
And
I
it
like
doesn't
this channel.
matter.
I've seen them before.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're young or not. You can be old and stupid too.
Oh yeah, I've known people who have. I knew someone who filed for bankruptcy. What was it, like a total of 5 times in the 70, almost 70 years they were alive? So yeah, not good. And you figure you don't start racking up debt until you're 20. So every 10 years they filed bankruptcy. Not good. Not good at all.
Thank you, Blue.
Uh,
Stupid people. But no one as stupid as the couple that just went on. They're two illegal immigrants that decided to go on this very popular, I mean, the guy's got 2.5 million subscribers. These two illegal immigrants decided to go on his show and talk about how they are nearly $500,000 in debt and with no end in sight. And as you can imagine, the internet has just had enough of this because what they are exposing is how this works. You know, the chick here, the girl who is Natasha here and Oscar, they're both criminal aliens. They're both illegal aliens. They've been living here for a while. And she explains how everybody that she knows just spends money like this. They spend money from week to week. They don't ever care about the future. They throw everything on a credit card. And then as soon as that credit card's maxed out, they just bundle it into a new credit card and new high interest debt. On and on and on, knowing eventually that, you know, they could just go back to Mexico. And you know who gets stuck with that debt is Americans. The people who have to pay the credit card companies, the people who are actually here, this is our home. We don't have another passport. We don't have anywhere else to go. You're stuck with it. This is how interest rates get so high on credit cards. This is how medical bills get so high in this country. The reason why premiums
You know what?
for
Up
food,
1 second,
gasoline,
Tracy.
healthcare,
yes.
The one issue I take with this is I don't understand with the debt that they had, how they were able to roll over from credit card to credit card when the credit card companies are responsible for looking at your credit score and the monies that you owe out versus, so say if you start out at zero and then you have $10,000 worth of debt, what credit card company is going to look and say, oh, yeah, I'll pay that 10 grand plus give you another 10 grand. And now you can go to $20,000 in debt. Like, how the hell did this happen? And why
I
is the
don't
American
understand because it couldn't happen to me. I wouldn't be allowed to do any of that.
shit try to get a $250 Walmart credit card and denied your credit score isn't high enough? So how were they able to pull this off?
I
And
really don't know. And it's one of the things that frustrates me because we wouldn't get those kinds of lines of credit.
no, I have never in my life when I was working making good money, never had that kind of credit limit on a credit
I
card.
didn't open a credit card until I wanted to build my credit score until I was what, 37, 38?
I mean,
Not even 38. 36 or 37 was the first time I applied for the credit building one where you put $200 on, you spend it, and then you put the 200 back
right,
every month.
right. And then why is it that the American taxpayer gets on the hook for the credit card debt? Why doesn't the credit card company assume that risk? That's their responsibility. It isn't mine that they didn't pay their bill. Why do my rates have to go up? No wonder why. The average credit card rate is in the anywhere from 25% on up. Gone are the days of 10, 15. Geez, I used to think 15% was high. There are credit cards that want 37% interest on their credit card. Who the hell can afford that kind of money?
I don't know. But it's certainly not me. You know me, like I just put in the chat. If I can't pay for it cash up front, I don't want it. I don't
Right.
need it that bad. I can't, nope, I will find something in my price range.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how I raised my kids, too. My son saved for over a year to get his Nintendo Switch Lite
Right.
out of his, when he was working, he put and every penny aside. I mean, the kid tried getting out of buying himself new socks and underwear.
Right.
We forced him to, out of his money, because he wanted that so bad, and he was going to save for it, and he was not letting anything get in his way, like he just did for the computer. Remember,
Right.
all this last fall, he
Yep.
saved from what
Every
he
pet.
was earning, the little bit, to put towards a computer he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are good about that. And that's the one thing I'm like, thank God they got my business sense. And
Mm-hmm.
I got that from my dad. I was always frugal. I was not that kid in high school that had to wear the name brand clothes. Walmart was good.
Right.
That is exactly how I run the household finances. We are going to make do with what we can afford, and we are not going to put on a show like we are richer than we are.
Right.
And that's one of the problems. Everyone sees like the Kardashians and all this other shit, and they want that stuff, but they don't want to work for it.
Right.
And they screw it up. And then they screw up their credit score. And there are idiots who are putting bills in their kids' names
Yes.
because no one checks the age with the social security number you give.
Right.
No one correlates age and social security card. So idiots will put cable, electric, phones in their kids' names and ruin the kid's credit by the time the kid is 18.
Yep. And they try to go to get, you know, uh, school loan, or they want to go rent their first apartment, and it affects them. It is I just, I'd like to know how the hell this got all pulled off to be $500,000.
I don't know.
I
And that makes me wonder if it's legitimately just their debt, or did they put their names on stuff for other people?
Well, you'll hear more as the video goes on about how
Yeah,
that some of this
because
happened.
there's no way in hell you can get to 500,000 without having some kind of decent job. You
That is
have to be a really good job to get to 500,000 in debt, and then you can cry about, well, I
that,
mishandled my money.
and that, and then to go on that show and to be so public about it, that's the
Yeah,
other.
and look at, they're all acting like, oh wow, yay, we're happy to be here.
Right.
I'd be embarrassed to be there.
Yeah, especially for that kind of money. And to know that you're illegal in the country. Like, duh, haven't you read the news? Ugh.
Yep, I know. Blue Rose is just saying, it's true. My cousin's dad was illegal and used my cousin's social security number and name as his own.
Wow.
Yep, if you can't pay cash for local things, I usually pass it up. That's me. Oh my God, you should have heard me snap when my ex husband and his brother pulled up with an Escalade with monthly payments instead of cash up front. Oh my God, I lost my mind because they were already being overcharged for the Escalade. And
Mm-hmm.
I basically helped my ex husband with his finances. That's part of my job as his bookkeeper, basically. And I about shit bricks when they pulled up in that. And I have a buddy, Brent. He's been busy. He hasn't been on here, but he can tell you exactly what happened because he was on the phone with me when I lost my shit when they pulled up with monthly payments for the next year and a half.
Oh,
I wanted to scream. I could have wrung their bloody necks. Like, save the money and pay for it in full. Do not get trapped in monthly payments.
mm-hmm.
Yes, I got my ex husband 100% debt free, got his credit score up, and now we're working for the money for a down payment on a house for him. I've been helping him with that for what, 3 years now? 4 years. We finally got it squared away. I helped him clean it all up, and it's like he right now is not in any debt. He does use his Chime card. It has a credit builder function which is what helped boost his credit score to the almost 700s. He went from a low 400s credit score in 2019 all the way up to almost 700 in 2024 when I last checked it.
That's
So, listening to me about budgeting made a big difference.
yeah. Go figure. Just a woman, huh?
No. Again, I don't think it has much to do with gender because my dad is the one who taught
No,
me
that was that
how to budget.
sarcasm. That was that
Oh, the
sarcasm.
sarcasm.
That shade that was thrown at you the other day.
Oh yeah, you heard. Yeah, you did. We were here for that, and I was right again.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Yes. I try to help everybody get out of debt if I can help them. And like I said, I don't want my kids getting in debt in excess. So once, we get them a good stable job, something worth having, we're setting them up with the same credit builder program through Chime. And it's basically your paycheck goes onto the card, you spend it, and 2 weeks later your paycheck goes back, and that is your loan repayment. And as long as you have a job, your credit score will go up. And I was told I was using the card wrong when I first set it up. Oh, it's only supposed to be part of your check. No, trust me, we're doing it this way. So,
Right.
Discover was my blessing for in rebuilding, gave me a 300 limit, and I grew it from there. I tell them now, don't raise the limit. I'm fine where it is. A lot more than 300 now. Yeah. And if you keep yourself in check, you will never end up like these crazy people. I do not
Right.
need $300 jeans when the $20 jeans at Walmart will suffice. Or hell, there are secondhand stores that have really nice jeans. You can go to those.
Yep.
So, okay. Yeah.
Yep. Wait. And before we go, Ms. T, what type of dog is that on your
Oh,
profile?
that is a good question.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't tell.
I kind of see it, but it almost looks like a Lhasa Apso, or is that
Is it not a
Pomeranian?
Maltese?
A Cotton de Tulare?
Never heard of it.
Oh, I've never heard of that breed.
Me neither.
I will have to research that one
Yeah.
while the video is playing.
Uh-huh. Male or female? We don't want to misgender here.
Oh, jeez.
I don't misgender the dog.
It's a Coton de Tulare.
Wait. Coton
It's French.
Wait. Coton de
Tulare.
Tulare. Huh. Learned something new today. Go ahead, make fun of
they
us,
weigh 8 to
AJ.
13 pounds. They stand 9 to 11 inches tall. And they look like a giant fluff ball that needs hugging. 14 to 16 years. Nice.
How much did you say?
National Dog of Madagascar.
Yeah. How much do they weigh?
Anywhere from 8 to 13 pounds is the healthy weight, depending on male or female.
My cats weigh more than that. Well,
it's a tiny little thing, but it's cute.
Yeah, it is. I think Hyde at least weighs more than that. Jekyll, not so much.
12 to 14 is what Miss T of Tex is saying.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Used to be on pirate ships. Oh, so they're kind of like the rat terriers. They keep the rats and stuff away.
With that long hair? Sorry.
Yeah, it would keep them warm. It would keep them warm and from the damp.
I understand that, but can you imagine how, well, I guess they could also be used to scrub the deck too, right?
Yeah, tie a stick to them and you can use them to mop.
Back and forth, right? Just pick them up.
And that's what I say about Pomeranians.
Yeah.
They're living dust mops.
Catch a rat, and I just can't imagine them with the hair being on a pirate ship with the salt and,
They became the prize of royalty in Madagascar for a while. Well, isn't that epic? The Norseman pirate ship pups. Oh, that is a beautiful dog. I will tell you, that is beautiful. My aunt used to breed German shepherds, white shepherds, and labradoodles. So my sister tried getting into mastiffs for a while.
Oh,
Oh, what dog? That's my portable mop. Want to see how it works? Turn
yeah.
away, look back, poof, nobody there.
Oh, that's
You got to
funny.
have a sense of humor. You got to have a sense of humor
Uh,
with some of these critters. But that is a beautiful, cute little doggy. It is cute. I will give it that. Her
so
name
if
is
it's the
Dory,
portable dust mop,
aka
though,
Diva Dory Bunny Butt.
so I just, I mean, is there a lot? Do they shed a lot? I mean, because if we're
Hmm.
going to use a, see, and again, I don't want to misgender. Oh, her name is Dory.
It's a her.
Okay, a her. So if we're going to use Dory as the dust mop, does she shed a lot? Because it
Well,
looks
she'll
like,
be turning 14 in 2 weeks. They have hair like we do, so no shedding. Like a poodle. No
oh,
shedding.
wow.
Just you got to
That,
trim the hair like us.
seriously.
That means I could have it without allergy problems. Ooh,
Oh,
really?
this is getting interesting. This sounds like this, she's better than the cat. Huh. Because basically lose hair, dust and go as you know, what was that commercial? Dust for dust. Was it Dust and Mop or Mop and Glow or something?
Mop and Glow usually has a thing about dust that,
Yeah.
it traps dust.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, this is why we're wrecked sisters, all aboard the crazy
The
train.
only serious health problems they tend to get is hip dysplasia and a eye problems like canine multifocal retinopathy or progressive retinal atrophy, which basically means your retina shrivels up.
Right.
Um, Other concerns include skin allergies, liver disease, and spinal issues, heart conditions. Von Willebrand's disease is recommended screening for certain conditions and to prevent injury, like not allowing them to jump from heights. Good to know.
Well, yeah, if they're, smaller than the cat, I don't think we could have them jump from the
I
chandelier to
have
the floor.
never done more than sanitary trims on her. I have been a professional groomer since 1981, and all of the breeds I've done, she's been really the easiest to groom. Oh, that's awesome that you're a groomer. Cool.
Yeah.
You've been a groomer longer than I've been alive. That's epic. Research breeds thoroughly.
Uh,
Yes.
big time.
That's one thing I always tell people. My ex sister in law just got an Australian Shepherd puppy not long ago, and I'm like, oh, hold on to your hat.
Wow.
Who, buddy? My aunt had an Australian Shepherd for her farm. That dog, he got his hip crushed by a tractor. That dog took 3 days off and then was back out there hopping around on three legs, rounding up cattle.
Wow.
Always research your breeds because some dogs just will not stop. Other dogs are too passive. Other dogs tend to be chewers. The
Yeah.
health conditions that can come. People, if even if you're going through a adoption from a pet shelter,
Yeah. Oh,
try to find out as much as you can by what the breeds look like. Like our buddy over on my server who picked up a husky shepherd mix. I
that's
pray
not
I
good.
pray for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hyper
That,
but very overall well behaved once you get them trained. So awesome facts about dogs today.
yeah, that's EJ got Hulk, the English Mastiff, who's over
Oh,
210 pounds, and
yep.
they planned on breeding him, right? And they
Mm-mm.
did all the research, blah blah blah. You know what they failed to look at? How many male mastiffs were in the area? So
Plenty.
and he is I think I can't remember what the name is a special coloring. So his breed and his color is what he is known for. But the only way to breed him is if they travel out of state. And they could make
Yep.
some money on him, but they'd have to take him out of state. So what did they
Mm-hmm.
do? Do they consult me? Oh no, they bring home his half sister, who they were going to breed. And I'm telling you,
No.
she is she's the she's the epitome of, she's not evil, but Hulk is really chill, where she's really hype, on more on the hyper side, and she goes about 195, I'd say. And they were gonna breed her, and then it was just after the chickens, after all of that, I'm like, if you guys think you're gonna breed puppies, you are out of your ever loving minds. So that has been for naught. So now we have these two big dogs that are like horses.
But they are good for security.
Oh my
If a
gosh.
coyote or a bear comes in, they will be the first line of defense.
Oh, they a leaf falls off the tree and they bark. No, they're not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh they're they're very good security dogs. Mine would give me up in a heartbeat. Just give him a treat and he'd be like, "Yeah, take her."
Well,
But
yeah, but that's a basset hound for you.
yes, but he was, we saved him from a shelter as an older dog, and at the time, um, they only had pit bull mixes, and then there was a beautiful white Great Dane, and I would have taken her in a heartbeat, but she was just too big for me to handle. So I was like, "Well, don't you have anything else left?" And they were like, "Yeah, there's this reject over here." And I'm like, "Okay, let me look at him." And he came in, and I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
God works in mysterious ways and says, "Oh, here, take him." So we brought him. I had to put money down to hold him, and I had called Eric and said, "You got to go look at him and see if you want him." And I knew Eric was going to bring him home. And so I had already been at the store buying dog stuff because I knew Eric would have him when I got home. And they had named him Legend. And I'm like, "This dog's name is not Legend. What are you talking about? Look at him." So we're like, "What are we going to call him?" "Oh, yeah, Chase sounds like a good name." Mm-hmm. We're still
Learned your lesson.
Oh, jeez.
Should have named him Slowpoke.
You know what? And that's another thing. Just like Ms. T said, look at your breeds. They do say, watch how you name your children as well as your animals, because they do live
Mm-hmm.
up to their names. Like I thought it would be cute to name the cat Jekyll and Hyde. Uh huh. They've certainly lived up
Yeah.
to that name. So, for future reference, I've already said, if you hear me say I'm getting another animal, to come up and smack the hell out of me. Or if I
Yeah.
do, we have to name it something like you said, Slowpoke or Lazy.
Lazy.
Yep, something slow and like Turtle or something.
Well behaved, angel,
Uh,
goddess,
yep.
sweetheart,
Uh-huh.
anything nice.
That's not going to be to the contrary. So, yeah. So we have
Mm-hmm.
Hulk and Willow. Anyway.
They're adorable. That
Yeah,
is for
but
sure.
yeah, they got the Mastiff when Jake was just a little bit over a year, and EJ really had him imprinted on him really well. So he's extremely protective. Although I can't
Yep.
complain because Chase does for both the kids. Like today, I raised my voice. I was on the phone with Leslie actually when I was giving correction to the baby, and the dog started to bark at me. And I was like, "Really?"
Oh, how dare you yell
Uh,
at that baby?
yep. I was like, "Really?" Uh huh. Yep. This week I actually had to tell the baby stop several times, and when he didn't listen, I put my finger up towards his face and told him stop. And what did he do? He grabbed my finger and he bit it. So I
Of
guess
course.
I'll have to watch where I keep my hands from now on. I'll have to stay further back in his face. But now I got to worry about the dog attacking me, just in case.
Nah, he ain't
I
going to attack you. He'll
no,
just
but
bark at you and tell you to
yeah,
stop.
he's like, yeah, knock it off. What are you hollering at the kid for? And we were just cracking up. But yeah, they can be extremely protective of the kids.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks, Ms. T, for
Lots of
all
info
of that
about the
good
breed.
info. Yep. Mm.
So
All
I think
right.
we should get back to people being in debt.
You think?
Because even though I love talking about animals, I am an animal person. I've
And
had
they can put
exotic
and
animals all
animals
over.
can put you in debt, by the way. Uh,
Yes,
you know,
very much.
yes, if something serious happens to them, uh I don't know about down your way, Crazy Bee, but up here, if your vet isn't available, they have a uh
Yep. We have
emergency
urgent
room.
cares for pets too. Yep.
Yeah. So just to walk in the door on those, you don't even want to know how much that costs.
Oh,
Those
I know. It's out the nose.
That's more money than if you were a human going to the emergency room.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And we sometimes appreciate the distractions, Miss T of Tex.
Yeah.
It
No.
happens.
Oh
We
no,
have
I
sidetracked
started it.
ourselves
Yes.
routinely.
Yes, I started this conversation, not you, Miss T. So don't worry
You got
about
such a beautiful dog as the profile pic. We have to question.
it. Yes. Uh but yeah, so if you have animals, they do have pet insurance, which is something you should take a look at. If you do get a
Yes.
breed that has problems that you think, and it pays for things like, your shots, well visits, as well as emergency room type situations. But
Mm-hmm.
I had a sister-in-law that paid $5,000 to have her animal have surgery. I'm not sure I'd go that far. I mean, I love my animals, but $5,000, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Uh, and if the outcome doesn't, correlate, I don't know. I just don't like seeing animals also go. Never mind. I'm getting off topic. Go ahead, hit play.
Alrighty.
Housing are so high, in part, there are a lot of factors, are criminal aliens. Because it is baked into the cost of the people who actually belong here that there are going to be freeloaders like this who will come here and will take advantage of the system and no one will stop them. And somebody's going to pay that bill. It sure as hell ain't going to be the hospital or the credit card company. It's going to be you. And you're stuck here with this broken country. Listen,
you guys also have that. How much debt you guys have? Oh,
Yeah.
over $100,000 of debt. That's not even the house. Literally. Wow, $130,000 of debt that is not the house.
Wow.
they have, by the end of the hour-long interview, $100,000 goes to $420,000 worth of bad debt. And the man who runs it, Caleb Hammer, finally
In the episode, if you're not willing to take literally the most basic sacrifice in the one thing you have, there's nothing here, and you guys are and I'm sad to see that. That is sad, and that's not me wanting to end this because I'm outraged or anything. If they're not willing to take a single basic step, I'm done.
Oh,
he often
he
doesn't
snapped.
freak out in these episodes, but he does freak out. Let me explain why very quickly in this thread that goes through the two illegals that went on financial audit. Christmas in October. They have a 17-year-old. Caleb's calling her a liar about her age. She's really 35, so they lie about their age. Is there anything they won't lie about? They have 3 kids. She's a stay-at-home mom. How much are we paying for this? Yeah, exactly. How much does the American taxpayer pay this family? He makes $31 an hour, but he isn't paying taxes. He works on a construction site, so he makes $6,400 a month. He works on he's claiming 0 on taxes. So they're lying. They're admitting to being tax thieves. The first 2 kids aren't his, of course. Okay. So they have no idea what they're spending.
What
They
the
file taxes.
hell?
You know where these people are. Yeah, they know. The government knows. The government knows how many illegal people there are in the country. So they're filing.
And because he's not filing taxes, he gets Medicaid, food stamps, and all that stuff pretty much free.
Correct.
Which means we're footing all the medical food and stuff like that.
Correct.
Just going to add that into that because they do ask for your income information. And if they're not married, they're just together. And she's a stay-at-home mom claiming a loan.
Uh-huh. Keep going.
And her 2 kids, well, 3 kids.
So the first,
yeah.
Well, the 2 go to her. That we know of. The 2 belong to somebody else. Our first 2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes a mess. And then the people of America who are trying, the lower middle class people can't even get a leg up.
No. They can't
because
even get food at the food
the money's
bank.
going elsewhere.
Right, and they can't even go to the food bank to get food anymore.
Because your income counts there too. Correct. And then they wonder, well, if you make this much money, why don't you start buying your own food? And then it doesn't matter that if 8/10 of your money goes to bills.
And again,
I mean, it's insane.
Have you ever done anything without having to show proof? Somewhere there is a breakdown in whatever the house. I don't know how much of this particular video, but go ahead and continue because we'll talk about it at the tail end.
Oh yeah, this is a topic that gets on my nerves a lot because I've seen way too many people suffering trying to get a heads up, but then you got the people scamming the system, making it impossible for others.
And see, I had no idea that this was even occurring. And you multiply that by, we have up to 30 million. And I don't know how many are scamming. There are estimates that you'll hear. And when you hear the estimates, it's going to make you sick. So
I will tell you this right now. This illegal immigrant right here, this guy, is making almost double what my ex-husband brings home. I'm not able to work anymore. But when I was working, I was only making about $24,000 a year as a medical assistant in Michigan. I wasn't making a lot, but it was enough to help balance and keep, a roof over everyone's head. And so, yeah, putting in the hours that he puts in, I get it. It's good money. I have family who did construction, and my aunt's ex-husband, my cousin's father, owned a construction company for the longest time. So I'm familiar with it, know how to do the work, but it's insane that an illegal is making that much money, has a house that is probably better than the one we are staying in. We live in a 900 square foot house, and the landlord's going to be asking about $150,000 for it if the rates don't go up by the time he finally is ready to sell.
Right.
And we're scraping by the skin of our teeth.
They have 2 cars. They've been, just continue to go hit play, and then we can sound off at the end.
Okay, because this is going to piss me off.
Yeah, it gets worse.
They're filing taxes. He's just saying he makes no money. He's lying on his taxes. So he's committing tax fraud.
Oh, so he's a fraudster too.
She's trying to explain what a budget is, and she argues that all of her friends budget only for a week at a time. This is so third world pilled. I can't believe it. Anyway,
we're stuck on weekly budgeting.
They own a home and have $133,000 in bad debt, not tied to assets. There are 2 illegals, by the way. First credit card up. The entirety of the balance is gifts and travel to family. How does it feel, guys?
Yes.
All of the gifts.
Yep.
What are they doing?
They're
going
get to
on
travel.
Lavish vacations to Miami. They're going to Shakira concerts.
Look at
I've
that.
never been
Stop
to a
right there.
concert.
$12,000 in debt.
That is
Yes. 12,000 for soccer matches and concerts.
No, that was to see one soccer match and Shakira. It was $12,000.
What'd they do? Get box seats? Like the high class ones?
I think they
couldn't sit in the benches like the rest of us?
I have never. I don't even know what to say about that. $12,000 to see a soccer match and Shakira.
No, I've never even been to a concert.
Well,
I've never been to a famous band's concert, and I'm a big Metallica fan.
Yeah.
Never been. Never.
Well, I've been to several, and let me tell you, I don't even think they added up to $1,000. I don't even think they added up to $500.
Because you took the fair seats.
Correct. Actually, we sat on the grass.
Oh, that works too.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. But that's insane. What they do, ask for backstage passes and shit?
I mean, that's a used car.
That right there is 3 months of rent. That right there is my electricity for almost the year. It's insane. And mind you, once we get this house, we do plan on, putting the insulation and sealing it better so we don't have the gas and electric bills we have when we have to run the AC and heat. But what the hell? I mean, I'm paying like $100 a month for gas, almost $200 for electric in this place, and we keep everything off. So the lights are off. Everything is low.
That's crazy, B. That's $300 a month, you're saying. Times that.
Just on gas and electric, not including our water bill, which is $100, phones, which are $110 for 4 lines, and internet for $50.
And that still does not equate to $12,000, does it?
In a year?
Rent, yeah, in your year.
Yeah, rent is $850 a month.
Right.
For a 900 square foot house.
Mm-hmm.
That needs a lot of work. Yeah.
Again, I do not understand how they were able to get the money. This is where I'm stupid. I truly am stupid when it comes to this shit. I would have no idea where to even start to how to scam the system this way.
I couldn't.
How do you get all the money? How do you get all of the travel? How do you have the house? How do you have wait till you hear about the cars? How?
We have a 2004 Escalade with almost 200,000 miles on it. Thank God it's got a GMC engine because I know it can get close to 300,000 before it blows up if we don't take care of it. And since we know how to take care of it, we should be good for a while. I don't get how people can live like that. I would be having crippling anxiety not paying bills.
Well, look, they're laughing. They think it's funny.
I want to smack the shit out of them for laughing at this kind of stuff. It's not funny when others like us are literally trying to stay afloat. We're on the bare minimum of everything. We have cut out all unnecessary bills to get his credit score good where he can have something of his own.
Right.
Scraping by. Scraping the hell by, trying to help keep everything where it's going. Because there's a bigger goal in place.
Right.
What the hell?
Thanks, JJ, for the story. We'll check it out.
Insane that people can get away with this.
Yep. Keep going.
Oh my God. I don't think could live like that. The crippling anxiety from it would kill me. Okay, let's hit play. A video, a couple of minutes. Okay, if we can squeeze it in, we will.
For seeing a soccer match and Shakira in Miami. Bought a cleaning robot. So total debt is $420,000. The rest is bad debt. They finance solar panels on their house. And he finally loses it and cuts the entire thing short. Call their stolen American dream, which means others pay for it. This is wild. Everyone is in the comments saying, ICE, please look at these people. ICE sent the mooches back. After openly bragging.
Go ahead.
The reason that Caleb stopped the interview short was he was insistent that they gave up, I think it was the Escalade. It was one of the newer vehicles to drive what they considered to be the beater. And the beater would be something that he would say was new to us, right? And
yeah.
he wanted them to drive the beater for approximately a year and a half. And he refused to do so. And that's where
then you can't help them at that point. There is no helping them.
Exactly. And that's when Caleb lost it, because he refused to make the most basic of attempts to restore the credit. And what killed me was the mere fact that he wanted him to just swap out the car and drive this beater, didn't even address or really attempt any effort in paying back the bad debt. That was the other part of the problem that I had with this particular case, was that all we wanted him to do was to see if he would downgrade the car, but there was no mention made of, well, here, take $300 a month and start putting on the bad debt. That was never addressed, ever.
Yeah.
And that was, I find, frustrating in this particular case with this couple, because you would think that the debt that they owed, they'd want to repay something. And if you didn't want to do anything, then why did you come on the show?
Exactly. Oh, they just wanted someone to fix their problem for them. That sounds very American.
Right.
Actually.
If they didn't think that they had to make any type of sacrifice, commitment to the process, then why'd they come on the show?
To a slap in the face to Americans,
I guess,
who work hard.
And remember what Benny said in the beginning, that the majority of the money that's received in cash, because they're being paid under the table, is typically being sent home, and they are living off of the U.S. taxpayer via welfare benefit programs.
Yep.
So that's how they're able to double dip and game the system.
It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
So this, on top of my whole mantra of the illegal soapbox, this one was, I guess, the icing on the cake. Although,
it's a slap in the face to those of us who are working so hard.
Right. But then after this comes, when I thought things couldn't get any worse, we'll have next week the bullshit then with the scams on the SNAP benefit programs.
Yep. Yeah. That's in the works.
That's in the works. So that, I guess, will be the candle on the cake. Because
I guess, because holy shit. And I know they're getting better medical care than I get.
Oh, most definitely they are.
Even though I'm stuck on Medicaid because I don't work and my ex-husband isn't claiming me as a dependent or anything. He's just letting me live with him and help him with it, finances. And, I'm basically his bookkeeper, and I'm doing this podcast, one, to kill time, and two, hopefully it'll earn money. But we're like, I'm on Medicaid, and I am finding decent doctors, but a lot of the stuff I need done isn't covered.
Right.
And so I get to suffer.
Well, and not only that, but all of these costs are then transferred. Everything. Think about all the facets of your life. All of
Mm-hmm.
these debts are then put back onto the American taxpayer. Either
And
it
American consumers.
Correct. Either it comes out in your federal, state, or local taxes one way or another. It comes out in the consumer goods that you purchase. It comes out in
Mm-hmm.
your medical care that you receive. I told you before, the insurance companies will not
Will
lose a
never,
penny.
never lose a penny.
That's right. Will not lose a penny.
And those doctors are still getting paid whether you pay or not.
That's correct.
Someone is making sure that money is made available.
Correct.
Somehow. That is why Band-Aids cost $20.
Yeah, isn't it ridiculous? I looked to buy a box of Band-Aids and almost died. $11 for a
Mm-hmm.
frickin' box of Band-Aids.
Oh, hospitals charge $20 a
Oh, I
Band-Aid.
know. Yeah, tell me, yeah, my medical debt alone. Yeah,
You can get some of that stuff written off,
I
but
know.
still.
Yeah, on your taxes, but still it isn't enough. And when you know that, again, the care that I get, the money that I have to fork out of pocket, knowing that an illegal can walk in and walk out with no payment, is totally unacceptable. It is totally
It's
unacceptable for seniors.
blows my mind.
I better shut up because I'll be on the soapbox. And
Yeah.
I don't feel well enough to be on the soapbox.
And my son sent a funny video. We'll have to use it in the next stream we do about illegal immigration, because it's about a guy who was not able to afford medical as an American, but comes back and pretends to be an illegal and gets it for free.
Yeah, well,
It's hilarious.
I told you if I wasn't fingerprinted, I would have flown over to
Would have done it
Mexico.
already.
And swam across and just said I didn't speak English. So, but since I'm fingerprinted, they would know who I am.
Yeah.
Because why not, right?
I mean, it's the only way I know I'm going to ever get proper, full care of anything I need.
And, even if I went to jail, shit, 3 meals a day and perhaps medical care, and I don't know. This is just totally out of hand. And
When the citizens who are legal, law abiding are struggling more than now in jail, granted the food is sometimes moldy, nasty, and you don't
right.
get a say. And the beds are horribly uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. But you're in
They
prison for a
still,
reason. But you're there for a reason, so
yeah,
you do have to suffer a
you
little
deserve to
bit.
suffer. But
Right.
when it comes to the actual hardworking American citizens, we end up losing out because of people who scam the systems. Not even just the illegals, but American
Oh
citizens
yeah,
who
there's
scam the
Americans that
systems
are
are
doing this.
another big problem.
Exactly. So it's just not illegals, it's the American citizens that are doing this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's every area that we've looked at. The system needs to be blown up, started over, and
With stricter things. I mean, do not leave loopholes.
I mean, I just
Find people who are good at exploiting loopholes and get them to work for the government to
exactly.
explain, like what they do for the hackers.
Like they did
Take
with
your scam
Joe.
artists and start sealing up those loopholes.
They know where they're at.
I'm so
Just
fed
like
up
they
with
said,
it.
the IRS knows where these people are. They know the companies that aren't paying their
And they're
tax.
not doing a damn thing about it.
There's full construction companies that have nothing but illegals working for them.
Yep.
So where Benny said, in the beginning, they're paying him he knew a company, they paid them $70,000, where the American worker, they would have to pay $120,000. And that the difference in that
I
money.
know my son would take on a construction job for 70,000 a year and not think twice.
I know, but the difference in that money is the majority of it comes from taxes that go to the federal government, Social Security, Medicare. You got your state, you got your local. So you add that rate on there, and that's close to how you get the 120.
And so you get like what? 55,000 by the end of taxes
Correct. In
at the
around
end of the
there.
year.
Yeah, in around that.
That's still not bad.
No, it isn't. That's a lot of money. The average American citizen is not making 55,000.
No, we're just under. We're making about
Right.
48 a year.
Right.
Last tax season, it was close to 48, and I don't think he's gotten a raise since. There might be one more raise in his books coming up this coming year. But end of the year last year, we were making about 47K, which is not bad.
No,
Most people used to be able to live on that, no problem. And
exactly.
I'm not even talking that long ago.
I know. I know.
It's at lower middle class. You still can live comfortably.
hmm But now things are just outrageous. You know, add in the costs of grocery store items now. What it costs to grocery shop.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, trust me. $200 used to fill 2
I
carts.
know,
Now you get half a cart full.
if that, depending on what you got to buy.
Yeah, and we buy the store brand cheap stuff to nickel and dime. I mean, I'm reusing vinegar to make new pickles with fresh cucumbers.
hmm
It's a smart thing to do. I'm going to tell you, it'll save you a lot of money. But I shouldn't have to with us being in the middle class bracket.
Correct. I mean,
Would I still
if
do it
you.
even if it was cheap? Yes.
Mhm.
Even if I could afford it, I'd probably still do it because, I'm a penny pincher.
It just is totally. I don't know where we're headed because, as we mentioned yesterday, costs are not going to go back because
Ever.
the consumer has proven that they will pay the money for whatever
Well, I
item they
haven't,
want.
but other people do.
Right. So we talked about the bag of potato chips that you used to get for 99 cents in the gas station are now being sold for $2.67, right?
Mm-hmm.
The consumer is paying for it. They're not going to drop that back down to 99 cents. They won't even go to $1.50. They're getting the 267. If not, if they're keeping it at 99 cents, then what have they done? They've reduced the packaging. So
Yep.
they made the amount smaller. So
Yep.
we're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
There
I
are only 2 companies that have not jacked up their rates: Arizona Iced Tea and Fago Soda.
right.
They're the only 2 brands that I have found across America that I know that have not changed anything.
Their pricing.
Pricing, sizes, or what's in the ingredients. It's all the formula and everything all across the board. It's stayed the same. They keep you with the good quality product for that price.
Now, one of the things is, and we'll have this as we talked about the SNAP program for next week, but there has been calls for some violence this weekend, and I don't know. I'm praying that they're not true, but I have a feeling in some areas we're going to see some activity, and the threats have been made
Mostly inner city.
correct towards Walmart in particular. Come to find out that the majority of SNAP benefits are paid to Walmart, which I
Yep.
didn't know that they were the greatest beneficiary of the SNAP benefit program. So,
Because they
hence,
have the best prices. You ain't going
right,
to Kroger or Myers where they charge almost double.
right. So, the just be cognizant of your surroundings this weekend. throughout next weekend, please. There have been threats in the store as well as supposedly threats made if you're coming out of the store with groceries and they're going to take your groceries from you as you're packing them into your car. I've seen other people say, go ahead and try to take my stuff, and you're going to be met with some type of resistance.
Resistance. I was going to say I'm concealed carry of
Right?
multiple weapons.
Uh-huh.
Good luck.
And then Walmart also indicated to do online or pick up delivery. So when this all first started, I had items sitting in my cart all week, and I'm trying to budget money, and I can't make the numbers work. I take this away,
Yeah,
I got to put that away. I need dog food this week. Okay, I just don't know how to do it anymore.
that's me. That
And
is stuff we need for the house.
yep,
Usually get like we don't always have paper towel, but we have cut up t-shirts or old washcloths. We will continue to make do with those
right,
or whatever. We are often making those same, well, we'll make do a little longer.
right. I mean, things like I told you, we're taking to eating breakfast for dinner. So what do we
Yes.
have tonight? Eggs and potatoes and toast, maybe, or just eggs and toast, or an egg sandwich, or
We have been doing a lot of homemade soup because beef
yep,
bouillon is cheaper than broth in a
right,
can.
right. It just is.
Mhm.
When you have to try to juggle everything, and I was extremely lucky this year. Propane has gone up here, and for the first time and this kills me because in the city, under having gas, there was never a worry about having your gas shut off, and you could make your
Mhm.
monthly payment. But with the propane, it was cash upon delivery. And
Yeah.
if I told you what a struggle that was, and for the first time we were able to get on their budget plan. And the reason why in the 20 some years that we've lived here, why we were never able to, was all over a couple gallons of propane. Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with the credit score or anything. It had to do with how much propane we were consuming. And they never said a word to us about it. And here, you know, the carriage house has two smaller units, and ours has the bigger unit. So when they come to fill up the carriage house while they were here, I would just have them top things off. And so we were under like by I can't remember what she said, 5, 7 gallons, some ridiculously low number, and that's why we weren't allowed the budget program. And
Oh
I'm
wow.
if I would have known that, I would have taken the propane and just well, you can't do it, but I would have
Refilled the grills or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. I would have done something with it. Oh, it was frustrating, but as it is, the propane bill is $360 a month.
That's close to what we paid for electric over the summer, and everything in our house is mostly electric.
Yeah, and on top of that, the electric bill was probably $260 a month because everything's electric. So it's how do you live off of that? You know,
I don't know.
just as crazy.
My dad got rid of his furnace and put in a pellet stove and a wood burning stove next to each
Well,
other in the living room.
yeah, luckily I have the wood burner in the living room, so
Yep. My dad's like, nope, the only thing going on my propane tank is my stove. Everything else, and my dad, 76, is out there still splitting wood.
yep.
He does it. He's healthy. And here I am, 42, stuck in bed and can barely move without a walker. Not fair. Why couldn't I get his genetics?
The whole thing, and you hear these scams, and it just is
Oh,
ridiculous.
and if I get one more frickin' email saying, oh, you owe the IRS, pay in Apple gift cards, I swear.
Uh-huh, I know. And
Or in the
and the other
comments,
thing
like in the
is with these
DMs and
welfare
stuff.
checks. I mean, back in the day when it was the food stamps, and it literally was the different colored stamps. Uh,
Yes,
I
when it
can
was the paper
remember,
books.
walking out of grocery stores and people standing there. Here, I'll sell you $50 for, $20 or.
Well, yeah, because food stamps don't
Mhm.
cover toilet paper, baby
Mhm.
diapers, nothing like that, wet wipes. No, it only covers food. Well, you
Right.
can't change your kid's diaper with food.
Right.
So some people do sell them for that purpose, others for drugs.
Right. I mean, and
You got to be careful.
uh there's still the WIC program, that's women, infants, and children that's
That
available.
also only provides food
Uh,
and formula.
right. So there's a lot of these little programs, I think, that are out there that are all ripe for scams.
Yep.
So perhaps it all needs to be rolled into one. I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe they need to, like I said, every area we've looked at, no, there hasn't been one thing, education, housing, any of it is all ripe with this fraud and abuse of the system.
Like the people who take out student loans for college, but then never
Uh,
pay them
uh,
back and don't ever put it towards college.
exactly.
That's why a lot of the student loan places are now paying the courses for you
Right.
and not giving you the money.
But again, even those scams, right? A lot of them, if it's through a state-run institution, that that goes back onto the taxpayer.
Uh huh. And
It all
other students who are paying their debt.
it all comes back. It's just frustrating. You try to live your life and go forward as a, decent,
Uh huh.
hardworking, trying to get ahead, scraping by. You know, I look at Eric and just think, I don't know. I really don't.
It's sad that people can't even afford to retire on their on their social security.
Huh.
That retirement programs that they put together, it's not enough to cover the bills, and
Nope.
they end up having to work as well as
Yep.
collect that.
Correct.
And that counts against you if you make more than so much in a month.
Right. Well, now it's once you reach retirement age, you can make as much as you want. There's no
Oh, they did change that up. Oh,
they,
good for the seniors.
yeah, they did change that, but uh, many of them, many that can't work are stuck
Are
between
stuck.
yeah, they're in a bad way. Uh, I mean, there's the
That
meal
breaks my
wheel.
heart.
Yeah, there's Meals on Wheels, but that's another. All of it. We talked about Goodwill yesterday. All of the
The
donation
scams
type.
in
Yeah,
there. Yep, the Meals on Wheels has been busted more than once down in Detroit for moldy food.
it just
Yes.
so it all just needs to go poof. And like you said, with the federal government,
Start
right?
start fresh.
Uh huh. So with the shutdown, I'm hoping that the Republicans can still hold the line. I'm worried that with the holidays coming, that they're going to cave to the pressure from the people, saying we want our benefits back. Uh,
I'll
but
tell you, most Republican voters aren't going to be too upset. Yes, they will find a way to get by if they're on benefits. They will find a way to make it work. They're the ones who were probably smart enough to buy in bulk and start prepping with their food stamps and stuff. It's the idiot ones that, spend it all on that first day and don't balance their food stamps through the month type
right,
of ones who are going to have a problem.
right
But
now,
the ones who were smart with it are going to be like, go Republicans, hold the line.
yeah, because if the Republicans cave, that means that illegal aliens will receive free health care.
And I don't see Republicans caving on this.
Well, I hope they don't. because if they do, we're in for a lot of hard taxation going forward.
Yep.
It's going to be a
And
lot
we
of,
already pay out the nose in taxes.
yes,
You
we
know,
do.
our entire country came to be because of what was it, 4%?
Mm-hmm.
And what are we paying now? Like a quarter of our income if you're in the middle class, low
Correct.
class?
It's about
Yeah.
27%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, where are our founding fathers right now? And can we have another tea party?
Right. And that 27% is for just federal tax.
Yep.
That isn't your
Not
state or
including
your
your state
local.
and locals.
Nope.
Yep. And sometimes you're hit with a city tax depending on the
Right.
circumstances.
Yep. I mean, it just is, something has got to give, and I don't know where that's going to happen at. And the Dems played their hand right in that they waited till this point where they knew the pressure would be on. Can the
Uh-huh.
Republicans hold strong? I don't know, because they have always been weak and have never been consistent. Now, the lone holdout, as we mentioned, was Rand Paul. And what I would like to see is for him to be on TV more saying, hey, Republicans, here's where the rest of the waste is. Get rid of it. You know, if he's
Mm-hmm.
suggesting that there is more bloat in that budget that needs to come out, then it needs to come out. And if it doesn't, that says a lot about the Republican position of
Yeah,
where.
well, Rand Paul, this is his heaven. You know
Mhm,
what? Forcing them to get rid of this unnecessary debt. That's what he's been preaching about for years. His father went about it,
mhm,
complained about it forever, and when he was in Congress, it's about damn time.
mhm. Now, Blue Rose has in the comments that's why healthcare is cheaper in Mexico and you might actually feel better. Uh, Blue and I've talked about, and I think I've talked to you about it, Crazy Bee.
Yep.
There's a group of people that I follow in that live in their cars all the way up to uh, trailers and whatnot, and they're out based in Arizona, and they travel through state parks, and you're allowed to stay for so long, and they will get a caravan together, and they will go and spend a day uh, in Mexico getting whatever it is they need, their meds for 90 days, their eyeglasses, seeing a dentist. And when they talk about, and you follow them and see the health care that they're getting, and I'm going, you got to be kidding me. It's phenomenal to see the services and the benefits that they get and how they're able to live. You know, women that are in their 70s that are living out of their car, that are driving to Mexico to get health care. Why? I don't
It only
understand.
goes to show that a lot of it is being done over the top because they can. We are willing to pay for our insurance to pay that much. Or we're willing to pay out of pocket to not have to travel. But again, take in travel costs from what it would take for me to go all the way to Mexico, plus the cost of the medical, it would balance out to about what it is for going to my
Probably.
doctor.
Right. Yeah, in that case it does. But if you live in that area, well, it depends. There are certain surgeries, you know, back in the day when the corrective eye vision first came out and how expensive it was in the United States, you could go to Mexico and get it done so much cheaper. You know, the caveat to that
Um,
always was, you know, was the care as good? And, you know, what if you'd get an infection or this or that? Has always been the downplay on it. But after watching, and it's just not this particular channel, this is other uh, healthcare sources that I've seen, I don't know. There's something to be
We have
said
some
for-
breaking news.
Go ahead.
Sent by Blue Rose. Two judges have ruled that Trump is required to pay SNAP benefits with emergency funds. There will still be a delay, and there's nowhere near enough money to fully fund it. So expect looting, especially if this gets stayed or successfully appealed. I will drop the link to that in the description. It's just an X post, so I will drop the link in the description for everybody.
Okay.
Well, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, so yeah, it's a partial win. And which states are going to take the most of it? There's going to be fighting over that. How is it going to be equally dispersed? Who's going to actually get any of it? I've got questions now on that. We'll have to look further into that come for Tuesdays.
Right.
So I didn't mean to cut you off, but
That's
we
okay.
do have breaking news. Oops. Oh, no. There we go. Okay. Sorry. You still there, Dee?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I thought there was more, you were going to be adding more to what you were saying after I cut you off.
No, that's okay. I said that's okay.
Do you want me to hit play on the video?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Bragging about ravaging our nation. Everyone's tagging ICE. ICE, please nab them. ICE, ICE. ICE paying them a visit. ICE. Found one. ICE. Got one for you. ICE. Deport them. F them. It's clear they don't care because they'll just go back to Mexico and not pay. And I feel like I'm watching The Big Short scene with the stripper and the multiple houses. That's exactly right. The entire financial system is rigged. I think I deserve a Tacoma. He has nearly $500,000 in bad debt on credit cards from trips and parties. When these people eventually flee the country to avoid bankruptcy and take their cash with them, the Americans will eat their debt in the form of higher interest rates and more restrictive credit. It will fall to us. It will collapse your future. It will hurt you. It is so enraging. And this is happening, expand this times 10 million families. This is happening 10 million times over to you, and probably more. But let's just take the conservative numbers. You should be angry at this. This dude who,
Most basic sacrifice.
This dude who definitely doesn't strike me as like a MAGA, is lost his mind over this interview. Here we go.
That's not even a full year from now.
I think it was I don't remember if it was 10 months or 12 months.
10.
10?
Which is now less than that. So it's luckily,
yeah.
I mean, it's not accruing deferred interest, but this thing's fucking chunky, dude. This is a huge debt. Decades to pay off. Decades to pay off. Minimum monthly payments only without purchases. And that's if you don't purchase, because you do have a little room to purchase. $1,713 of purchases can be done. That's crazy. Now, why'd you rack up that credit card in the first place? They had to be transferred. Because here's the reality. You weren't racking up that credit card when you were laid off. You transferred because you're, well, not laid off, fired.
So a lot of the balances, I like to give gifts. So when Christmas time, birthdays,
$7,787 a gift.
Well, I mean,
Christmas?
we've also taken trips. Last year we went to Miami.
Not without an emergency fund. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
If you only knew how rigged the economy actually is, man. So here's Caleb Hammer here. He says, bro, I literally just tell people to spend less money than they make, pay out bad debt, and talk a little tea, so I guess I'm a Nazi. People are calling him a Nazi for doing this review. Well, it's racked up hundreds of thousands of views on his channel. Here's the absolute crash out moment at the very end that's gone so viral. Can't run a country like this. America is for Americans and for people that play by the rules. These kind of idiots that, like, clearly, you know, there's plenty of Americans with bad spending habits, but at the very least, like, they're here in America. Like, they're here. They're in America. They're going to stay in America. Illegals come here and can behave like this and then can F off back home and take everything with them. Like, they're literally strip mining this country at your expense, living way more lavishly than you are, and you have to pay the bill. And that should just blackpill you, dude. Just like it did for this Caleb Hammer guy, who, again, doesn't strike me as, like, right-wing MAGA. But here's the crash out.
Are you getting it out of it tomorrow?
Oh, let me answer. I'm thinking of getting a Tacoma.
Huh?
I'm thinking of getting a Tacoma.
No. Nope, you're not getting anything. You're driving the beater until it's dead.
I think I deserve a
I
Tacoma.
need to make sure you agree with me.
Make him agree.
This is what you are doing, or else there is no path here that I'm willing to accept. Because this is a basic sacrifice, and I need to see you're making sacrifices, or I'm ending this thing now.
Is it negotiable? Can I maybe
you
work
are selling
70
this
hours?
and driving the beater until it's done, and the repairs would be stupid.
Wait. But we do need a family car, so get another, like, beater, right? You said?
Why? Don't you have something, a beater?
No.
Okay, then yes, a $10,000 car.
Okay.
Where are we
10,000.
gonna get 10,000 from?
When you shop used. It's not gonna be great. It's gonna be years old, but you take a look at it in every way whatsoever and get an independent mechanic to look at it as well. Make sure it's safe and it's not gonna take a cost. It's gonna be a 2-year car. Guys, we're not looking for a generational car. This is a 2-year car you're getting for $10,000, and then you upgrade once we're out of debt. Do you agree to this or no?
Well, what if I...
Agree to it or no?
But our daughter needs a car too.
Nope, no, she doesn't. She can get her own car. She can work and get her own car. Do you agree to it or no? Agree to it or no?
Can I get a second job?
Agree. No, you already
I
work
wanna
60
keep
hours
the
a week.
runner.
Okay. Then that's it. I'm ending this. This is no conversation to be had. I'm ending the episode. If you're not willing to take literally the most basic sacrifice in the one thing you have, there's nothing here, and you guys are and I'm sad to see that. That is sad. And that's not me wanting to end this because I'm outraged or anything. If they're not willing to take a single basic step, I'm done.
I don't blame him, and I would be just as angry. I would be just as angry if they're not going to take that advice.
It's exactly what we said. No sacrifice.
They want the American dream, you sacrifice for it like everybody else. Hi, Murphy's Law. Glad to see you here.
Welcome.
Yeah, if they're not willing to sacrifice like us Americans do, they don't deserve the dream. Sorry.
Well, they already have the dream, though, don't they?
Yeah, but they're going to be losing a lot of it to repossession and bankruptcy court.
No. They're illegal. They get to go back
Oh,
home.
yeah. That's
get to
right.
go
They don't
back
even
home.
suffer the consequences.
Right. There is none.
It's absolute bullcrap. Plain and simple.
So they've lived their best life.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what possibly they maybe have in savings back home.
Yep.
Because I
And
doubt
so when they do get deported, I'm sure there's a nice little bank account sitting for them when they get home.
Correct.
I'd put money on it. That way they can still live comfortable. Mm-hmm. But I saw in the comments there were some questions about which judge and stuff. Do you want to watch the YouTube video? I mean, the TikTok video that came with that post from Blue Rose?
Yeah, that's fine.
Since we have a few minutes, let me grab the link to it again. And we can go over that because I just read it. I didn't exactly watch the video. So let's go ahead and do that and see what is actually going on. All right. Let me screen share this. Oh, here we go. I'm getting my fingers to work. Be patient with me. But yeah, these people coming over here racking up debt like that, I'm not having that shit. That's got to end. Come on, mouse and hand, cooperate. All right, let's hear what this is really quick.
More now on our breaking news. A second judge has ruled that the Trump administration must use emergency funds to at least partially cover SNAP benefits in November. Remember, 42 million Americans depend on these benefits for groceries to feed themselves and their families.
Yeah, so many people. And Renee Marsh is following this. Renee, what else are we learning? A very quickly moving story here.
Yeah, so these two judges, one in Boston and one in Rhode Island, making these decisions just really just minutes apart. And so what we have here at this hour is that these two federal judges are aligned in saying that the Trump administration is required to tap into this emergency fund that is sitting at the USDA that contains close to $6 billion. They must tap into that fund to keep SNAP benefits going. If you remember, the Trump administration said because of the shutdown, they had spoken to states and told them that payments would not be made on November 1st. That meant that some 42 million people who rely on this program starting tomorrow were not going to have funds on their cards to buy groceries for their families. But these two judges said that that was unlawful and that the Trump administration needed to release the funds for this program. In court today, the Trump administration's lawyers had argued that they weren't mandated to use this emergency fund, and they said that the shutdown was actually not an emergency situation in which they would move to use these funds. To that, the lawyers representing both the cities and the nonprofits who were challenged the suspension of this program said that millions of people.
The key word again, nonprofits. It's always the nonprofits, the NGOs, all of those people who are behind the scenes pulling the strings. However, I don't see this being upheld and I see it being appealed. So it's going to be fun in November.
Of people not having access to food indeed is an emergency. So this judge in Rhode Island essentially ordered them to release these funds as soon as possible. Worth noting that the close to $6 billion will not cover all that is needed to fund SNAP throughout the country. That costs about $9 billion per month. And so this judge said that the agency would also have to figure out if they would agree to look to move other money from the agency to supplement what is needed so that every American who relies on this program will get funds. The last point that is super important, that if you're watching and you're a part of this program, what does this all mean for whether you will have these funds starting tomorrow? You will still see delays because it will take some time before both the agency and states can get the money flowing once again. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that they'll expect an interruption here. Renee, thank you so much for the latest there that we have been waiting for. Let's talk.
Whoops. So I don't see that lasting. What do you think, Dee?
Well, that's those Democrat judges all getting together again. All of this.
The lower level federal ones.
All predetermined. Fight against Trump. God forbid should they go look at Kilmar and the Democrats for any responsibility on this.
And honestly, $9 billion a month?
Yep.
No, sorry. Time to cut off the illegals and put it back to American citizens only. I'm sorry. That is insane.
We're stupid.
Get rid of the
We're
scammers, get
stupid.
rid of the illegals on that program. I mean, for Christ's sake, is it really that hard to put America first?
Yes, it is. It is.
I have no problem doing it.
Yeah, well, take a look at all of it. Take a look at Detroit. And I mean, we just went through the shut. We said it yesterday.
I know. I can't say it enough. It's bullshit. The bleeding heart story. This is why men are good for these kind of things. Bleeding heart story don't mean jack shit to them. Yep, I feel bad for you. Too bad. Nope. Women are most social workers are women, and they can't say no to a sob story. It's not right, and it's got to stop.
Well, it's not even the sob story. It is the issue of how did they get on in the first place?
They
That's
illegally.
Yeah.
Some social worker had to have heard their story and
But this,
helped fudge up the
that,
paperwork.
but that is across the country.
Yes.
So that's from coast to coast and everything in between.
I will tell you, when I lived outside of Detroit, most social workers were from the poorer, they're the people who got out of the poor end of the city.
Yeah.
And so they have bleeding hearts for everyone else who was like them and want to help them get a leg up so they don't have to struggle as bad, but get scammed in the process and can't say no.
Well, then they need to be held accountable.
I agree. I absolutely. It's so bad now in the Detroit area. You cannot see physically your social worker for your case, your caseworker. Everything is done by the phone, on computer, or by paper, dropped off in the office.
Well,
and I may have been part of the reason that happened when I threatened to shove the paperwork up her ass so she couldn't lose it on the way to her desk, but that was a long story.
Well, we went to the Social Security office, had an appointment, only to be told, we don't do anything here. You have to make a phone appointment to do this, get on the computer to do that. We could not even ask for a replacement card in the Social Security office. You could not get a card. But to get in there, we had to bring all the proof that was necessary to get the card in the first place.
And be told that we don't do that. You got to do it all online. Submit everything as a PDF.
Correct.
Yep. I know.
And then
it is insane.
And then it was, we will schedule a phone interview with you to discuss any of your other issues that you have. Make sure that you're available on such and such a date and time. And, well, why didn't you just do all this when I had you on the phone in the first place? Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a separate appointment. They can't do it all in one.
Right.
But common sense. Oh, and that's if you even get through to the person, because they are notorious for accidentally hanging up.
Yeah. After hours on the phone. Yeah. Click.
Absolute bullshit. What we American citizens have to go through to get anything done in America. And again, this is not a call towards violence towards people. This is simply pointing out our laws need to change, because when illegals have more rights than my grandfather ever got when he came here, and my great grandfather came with his 2 children, yeah, something's not right.
And that's why they're coming. Because
my family came with the clothes on their backs and the coins in their pockets.
Right. Yep, and we're getting laughed at.
It's bullshit. Plain and simple. It is bullshit.
And that's why New York, go ahead, vote Zofran in.
They're just going to end up like California. No one's going to want to be there. Everything's going to skyrocket for the few who can't leave, and it will become a dead city.
Yep.
It's insane.
So, you got anything else lined up?
Yeah, we have an update on Mr. Garcia.
Uh,
It's a quick article.
my favorite friend. What's my name?
Yeah. So this is what we got so far. I don't know
And
if you want to read this, or do I need to enlarge it?
I think it's okay. So, as usual, DHS is trying to deport him, and Liberia has still agreed to accept him.
Oh, finally, we're getting rid of him.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. As the Department of Homeland Security continues to seek the deportation of our man Kilmar, the agency said on Friday it had identified a new country of removal that has agreed to accept the wrongfully deported Salvador native, the West African nation of Liberia. In a court notice filed on Friday, Department of Justice attorneys said DHS has received diplomatic assurances regarding the treatment of third country individuals removed to Liberia from the United States and are making the final necessary arrangements for Kilmar's removal. According to the
Oops.
notice, DHS expects to be able to effectuate removal as soon as October 31st. That's today. Wonder if
We'll
that
have to see if that
Yeah.
actually happened over the weekend.
I don't think it does. But Kilmar, who had been living in Maryland with his wife and children, was deported in March to El Salvador CECOT mega prison, despite a 2019 court order barring his deportation to that country due to fear of persecution. The Trump administration claimed he was a member of the criminal gang MS-13, which his family and attorneys deny. He was brought back to the U.S. in June to face human smuggling charges in Tennessee, to which he has pleaded not guilty. After being released into the custody of his brother in Maryland pending trial, he was again detained by immigration authorities and is currently being held in Pennsylvania, where the government has told his attorney that it intends to deport him to a country other than El Salvador. U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes, who had been overseeing his immigration case in Maryland, has currently banned the government from removing him from the United States. Friday's notice comes after the DHS served Kilmar a notice of removal to Ghana that the agency subsequently said was premature. Before that, DHS said it was planning to deport Kilmar to we said this two different ways,
Etswani.
Etswane and Uganda. In response to Friday's DHS notice, Kilmar's attorney said the government has chosen yet another path feels designed to inflict maximum hardship.
Well, no shit.
I
You
mean,
think?
he doesn't want to go to what? How many countries? It was 17 or something like that.
19.
Having struck out on all these other countries, ICE now seeks to deport their client to Liberia, a country with which he has no connections, thousands of miles from his family and his home in Maryland. Scroll up, Crazy Bee.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Costa Rica has agreed to accept him as a refugee and remains a viable and lawful option. According to the DOJ, Liberia is a thriving democracy and is committed to the humane treatment of refugees.
Oh, that's it for that article. But hey, hasta luego.
I don't know. I think that come Monday he'll still be in Maryland.
Oh yeah, because he has a federal court judge behind him, rooting for him.
Yep. So we'll keep you posted.
I mean, that's bad when our judges aren't even America first.
I know. Well, we've proven that with the judges that we went through that either hold dual citizenship, are not native born Americans. So we'll keep you posted on this story. With that being said,
Yep.
it's almost 5 to 5. I'd like to go see
Yep.
my trick-or-treater man. And everybody have a good weekend. Thank you for joining Rex Sisters. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. Monday we'll be dropping a video at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will see you live on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, we will. So I'm going to keep my usual look out for the hidden picture thing that was added to the video. And y'all stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
All right, good night.
Good night. We can play it on the next one, JJ. I promise I will add it to Tuesdays because I've got to get some people in order on some stuff, but I will add it to Tuesday's list for the beginning of the video. I apologize.